given the fact that there has been the controversy about who is actually in charge of UPC, so you never get to know whether the group that is entering into the alliance with NRM is actually the UPC or the other group led by Oraro Tunu and company. But secondly, I don't think that for Honorable Akena and NRM you can call it an alliance. I think what you have here really is what you would call a transaction. Because the nature of our politics has become so transactional, so that most of the actions of politicians, they are really transactions than principled alliances. Because you would ask yourself, what are these parties entering into an alliance about? Because you can't just have an alliance simply to get your people appointed into cabinet. That's not an alliance. An alliance means that you have shared values, you have shared principles, you have shared objectives, and then you negotiate an alliance on how to achieve those objectives. So in the case where we have elections already complete, you would ask yourself, so what is the alliance between Akena's UPC group and NRM? So I really wouldn't call it an alliance. I think I would say this fits within the overall scheme of things in this country, where politics are mere transactions on how to share the spoils of this country in terms of political positions, in terms of appointments, and the like.
And about the legality of the UPC and Akena being the president, don't you think NRM is being duped? Because according to court, Olara Otuno is the legal president of the UPC and not Akena.
Things legal in this country are long gone. I don't think that we do things in this country now because they are legal. We do them because they are politically correct. I think if you look at the things that we've been doing, in most cases, the law follows the politics. NRM negotiates its transactions, its political transactions, and then either the law backs up that transaction, or in some cases, the law actually remains silent. So if you consider the way the events at Uganda House have unfolded, this group throwing out the other, this one suing the other, you really can't say anymore that the UPC issues and its relationship with the NRM is something that is governed by the law. I think that it is more to do with the fact that the NRM is in power and it can use its political weight to secure whatever transaction that it is able to conclude with any of the groups. So I don't think that anybody within the UPC group is really worried about the law, as long as they are dealing with NRM, which controls power, because I don't think that NRM gives a damn about what is legal and what is not legal. Yeah.
And then you know a history about the UPC Kawaka alliance.
Yeah.
Are we seeing that?
No, I think it's far from this transaction between UPC and NRM. I think is far from the UPC KY alliance, because that was an alliance that had shared objective of making sure that they actually control power. KY was assumed to be bringing on board most of the Buganda establishment. I don't think that Akena's UPC can claim to be bringing on the Langes, for example, or any of the UPC royalists. I think UPC as a party, I don't even think that it exists as a party. I think what you have are factions led by different leaders. I think it's very presumptuous to think that you are dealing with this group or the other one, and therefore that constitutes UPC. I think it's fairly presumptuous that you would talk of a party, and therefore I think this whole transaction between NRM and UPC is completely different from the KY UPC alliance that we saw in the 60s.
From an observer's point of view, an analyst like you, what do you imagining the elders in UPC at the Obote time, and those who are there with Obote, and now Akena, Asante Obote, entering into an alliance with